And our journey begins, as every great one does, with a walk through the woods. That's a cool looking bait right there, and species numero 2. Another beautiful little pumpkin seed hung in a tree. Smells just as nasty as the other ones too. Well, good morning everybody, and welcome to that Kentuckessee Angler Show. In today's video, we're gonna be fishing and ranking 5 different Berkley Gulp baits. So I've never been a huge Berkley Gulp guy. In fact, I can count on one hand how many times I've actually used these baits. But today we're gonna be fishing and ranking 5 different Berkley Gulp baits, so I got kind of a fresh perspective on it. We're gonna be working with a 1-inch minnow, 1-inch cricket, a 2-inch pinched crawler. We got some earthworms and some night crawlers. Now let's get these on the water and see how they perform. So bait number 1, the night crawler. Got a nice little seal so you don't spill it in your car. And these are absolutely disgusting. Just take a look at that. These baits really gross me out. Let's see what we're working with. They are stuck together, smell awful, but they got some decent length to them. We're gonna start off by cutting off a little chunk and rigging it up on a size 6 hook. And our journey begins, as every great one does, with a walk through the woods to some less pressured water. This area really gets hit hard over the weekend, and given we're just getting into the week, I'm thinking this is probably my best bet of picking off, breaking that skunk, I'll put it that way. Water's kind of back to normal here. We're working a fairly simple rig, at least we're starting out. We'll see how many snags we run into. I wanted to start out without a bobber, without a float. Kind of long tagging on there. I don't think that's going to matter much. But we got a piece of size 5 split shot. We're running 4-pound mono down to a size 6 Aberdeen hook. Well, let's see what's eating. Oh, that felt good. Almost immediately. Felt a little bump. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Take a little nibble for us. We might need a smaller chunk out here. All right, everybody, so I've fished this chunk every which way. I've thrown it larger, I've thrown it smaller. So we're gonna switch up to that 2-inch pinched crawler. I'm just gonna cut a little nub off. That's how we're gonna start out. Throw that around, see if we have any more luck before completely switching spot. And we're just gonna take like, about that much off. Might be a little on the small side, actually. I got some faith in you. I got a feeling you can pull through. There we go. That's what I'm talking about, this skunk breaker. Oh, look at that. Beautiful, man, little troutski. All right, there we go. As soon as we switched up, man. And I'm gonna wet my hands. Try to treat this guy with care because we're not taking him today. Absolutely beautiful, my friends, and our first fish of the day. Not really what I was expecting to catch out here. Gorgeous. Thanks for biting, buddy. So they're definitely eating, just not this. The pinch crawler got torn up first cast in there by that little trout. Not what I was expecting either. I also felt a couple bumps on my retrieve before that fish took the bait. Could have been something else, don't really know, but I'm gonna give this night crawler a little more time. We're gonna give it another chance out here. I should do. So I have faith in the night crawler. I don't know why it wouldn't work. It is packaged differently. It's that jarred version. It doesn't smell quite as potent. It's got another type of scent to it. So we got some fresh water, nice stream, good flow right here. And again, some kind of slacker pockets back there where these fish are probably sitting. Like right there, man. If we don't snag up in 2 seconds, we should get hit. There's a fish. There's a fish. Okay, it works. What are we working with now? Bass, I think. Yeah. Species numero 2. A beautiful spot. haven't caught a spotted bass in a minute, man. Nice tiny bite-sized little spot. I absolutely munched it. Well, there we go, guys. An absolutely gorgeous little spot, little micro spot there. Look at those red eyes. She's beautiful. Thanks for restoring some faith, doing some justice to that night crawler. Let's get you back in right where I thought she'd be sitting out here. Thanks for biting. There she goes. Well, since we already have her tied on, there's a good chance I'm gonna snag up right now. But it is certainly worth the risk. And just look how beautiful and clear this water is. That's Russian, man. I might be able to get it back there, pull a fish, get my bait back before I snag up. This is all really, really shallow. But right here where those currents kind of meet, that could be a good spot to kind of start out and bounce around at. Never know what's gonna be sitting around there. Could be a snag. Could be a fish. There we go. Yes, on the night crawler number 2. And species number 3. These fish are absolutely gorgeous. My all-time favorite panfish. She's got a little belly on her too, a little pooch. Beautiful one. Get you back in. Thanks for biting. Bait number 3, and the one I'm most excited for, that 1-inch brown cricket. This is a neat looking bait. I haven't taken them out of the packaging yet, but I'm excited. Smells just as nasty as the other ones too. Got that gulp juice on them. That's a cool looking bait right there. And actually, I think she smells worse. So I'm gonna be using the same rig. I just decided to stick it up on the hook like that. Looks like it'll be enough for them to kind of grab and get themselves hooked. So we are making a quick little jump just around this bend where there's a little isolated pocket. It might be holding something. You have to be really careful of snakes. I've already seen a couple. We have a healthy population of copperheads in this area, which scare me. And here we are, another beautiful area. Now the water does look pretty low here. I'm actually kind of surprised at how low it is. So I actually just spooked a bass walking up here. They were sitting pretty shallow, which gives me a little more confidence in this area. It's a lot shallower than I thought it would be. Fish on, man. Head away, first cast. Oh, two of them. First bass I ever caught was with my brother. We were probably 7 and 8 years old, fishing bluegill with corn. We ended up having a bluegill come up, munch our bait, hooked into it, and a bass just came out, probably like a 2 or 3 pounder. Absolutely crushed it. Ran home, grabbed a bucket, put it in, brought it around, showing it off to everybody. Awesome memory. Cricket gets it done, man. So they seem super active in this faster current. That might be what we need to target today. There we go. Number 2 on the cricket, another beautiful little pumpkin seed. Some tinies. This one's a little bigger. Gorgeous fish. Thanks for biting, buddy. Off she goes. So the cricket's hammering them. All these baits are working great. We're gonna change up real quick. I'm gonna see what I got. I think I have like 2 more to try out. However, we got another cool little area right here. I feel like they're looking for this kind of faster flow, these somewhat chill pockets off faster flow. So bait number 4, that 1-inch minnow, and I have used these ones before. I think I caught a couple fish on it. I can't quite remember. It's been a while. So I am changing techniques for this bait. We're gonna be throwing a 1/32 ounce jig head to 2-pound line. It's gonna give me a little more control. Another ultralight rod as well, a little bit shorter though. And here's a look at her all dressed up for the big day. So check out this little pocket right here. We got a really fast flow. I feel like there's some fish in there. It's pretty slack. And I think it's gonna distort me. They're not gonna be able to see me as well. Try to cast up in there. This could be like an instant snag situation. I fully expect it. Ah, man in the woods. What's up, Paul? All right, everybody, we got my good buddy Paul with us, and we're about to get the fishing report for the rest of the area. How you catch anything? How's the bite?
I had one. I finally gave up and switched to a rooster tail. I had one swipe at it, and then after that it got real quiet. Nothing. So
All right.
I gave up.
Well, I guess I'm in the right spot then.
Yeah, I think you're in the only spot.
What are you throwing?
Well, right now I have the original jig head, and then I have a rooster tail I just tied on the Fire Tiger at 1/8 ounce.
All right, awesome.
What are you still running the Berkley baits?
I got 2 left to catch fish on, but I've been catching like multiple fish on each one. Oh, nice. So if you'd like, we have plenty of these, and I'm probably gonna throw them away when I'm done with this video because they smell like.
Okay. Yeah, I'll see if I can catch some more. I may take you up on them.
This is quite the stroll. I'm really hoping this area ends up paying off. I don't really know. I don't know what I'm looking for today. It's a weird bite. It's like out of every place I've fished, and I have fished other areas than that spot we were just at, I really struggled, as did my buddy Paul, who was out here with me fishing another area. He actually left to go fish a completely different lake. I'm kind of committed to this. Okay, maybe down here. So our final spot. This area is pretty neat. There's water from a treatment plant right here. It's crystal clear. There's typically fish stacked up in this area. I don't know what it's going to be like today. We got our minnow on. Let's get it out there. Let's see if anything's hungry. Oh yeah, fish on, man. Yes. I need to land you. I need to land you. Finally. I mean, that is the smallest fish of the day. That thing is tiny little bluegill. But it's probably the fish that I'm most proud of. I've been fishing this bait for about 45 minutes and I haven't been able to get hit on it. Absolutely fantastic. Thank you for biting, buddy. First cast. And while we're still in the area and these fish are still fresh, we're gonna throw our last bait, the earthworm. I was about to give up on those last 2. I was really working with them. Kind of over even cutting these off. I'm just pinching them now. I'm already covered in the goop, but considering how small that fish was, we're just gonna put a tiny little chunk on. Like super tiny. We'll see, man. I'll throw a bigger one on. Got about 20 minutes here. I'm literally staring at bass swimming around, but the bad thing is this water's so clear, they can absolutely, oh. Hung in a tree. Outstanding, man. Great. What a good thing to happen when I have like 10 minutes to catch these fish. My goodness. There we go. One on the earthworm. That's what I'm talking about. Buzzer beater, another super dink. A beautiful one at that, little pumpkin seed. That's what I set out to do, catch a fish on each one of these baits, and it wasn't easy. It's been a tough bite today, but I got a good feel for each of them, fished them a lot. Look at the blue on that one. It's just popping, man. I might as well throw in one more time. I'm already running late. Well, I hope y'all have enjoyed the video. If you did, drop a like, subscribe, comment. It all helps push the channel and I greatly appreciate it. Now let's get into the baits. So we're gonna start out with number 5 and work our way up to my #1 favorite Berkley Gulp bait we used in this video, and I'll give you the reasoning why, but I did wanna put out there, it was a tough day out on the water if you couldn't tell by the video, and we caught fish on each in every one of the baits we fished. So I gotta say, I'm pretty impressed with the Berkley Gulp lineup. I'm becoming a believer. It's gonna be something I fish a little more often for panfish. Now, let's get started. Number 5, the earthworm. So the bait I was least impressed with, and again, I caught a fish on it. It definitely worked, but let's take a look at it outside of the jar. There you go. It's like a 4-inch skinny little night crawler, little worm, little earthworm. And the way we were fishing it, in order to not discriminate against some of those smaller panfish, was just cutting off a little bit, little bite-sized morsel. And when you do it with this, it gives you just a little less than every other bait to work with. It was very, very sleek, harder to rig, generated less attention from the fish. I show the catch at the very end of the video, and I was popping that bait around for a while before I got bit on it. Bait number 4, and probably the most controversial ranking, the 1-inch minnow. I have to say, man, I know it's one of their more popular baits, and I fished this myself in the past and caught some fish on it, but I really, really struggled with it in this video. It's probably the bait I put the most time into fishing and caught the least amount of fish on. There's a look at it right there. So again, it underperformed for me. It could have been my conditions, my environment. There are a lot of variables going into it, but in the grand scheme of the ranking, fishing all of these baits and putting the most time into this, it produced the least for me. It was also extremely lacking in durability. I had to go out and buy a whole new bag of these for the review. I went through every single one, and it's not like breaking off. It's like a minor snag. Jerking that bait out and it's completely shredded, having to reset it over and over again. Pain in the butt, man. Not a huge fan. I do know this comes in different sizes, and we're just making a video on the 1-inch minnow. That's all I got to say about that one. So bait number 3, that 1-inch cricket. Now, I will say, I'm a huge fan of this bait, and mega creativity points to Berkley for coming up with it. I like the little bug type baits. I always have fun fishing them, so this one was no exception for me. In fact, this would be number 1 if it weren't for how poor the durability was. It was even worse than that 1-inch minnow out there. So here's kind of a look at her. I know it's gonna be hard to even see that bait really with the angle I'm showing y'all, but it had little appendages, really, really cool little bait. Again, durability completely sucked. You bang into a little rock, that thing is splitting in half. However, the short amount of time I actually fished it, we hammered 2 fish, kind of one right off the rip, the other one a few casts in. Awesome bait. I really, really like this one. This is one I'd buy again. Now we're getting up there. Bait number 2, that 2-inch pinch crawler. I'm a huge fan of this one. I absolutely will fish it again. So before even filming this video, what really inspired me making this in the first place was this bait. I was throwing it out a couple days before shooting this one, and I'd have like 9 panfish following me. It absolutely turned me into a believer, and I was like, hey, let's go and buy a bunch of these baits and do a little ranking video. Anyhow, it is 2 inches in size, and forgive me because I've used up most of these ends. The way I have been fishing this for panfish at least is snipping off that little niblet, that little end, you know, about a little over a 1/4 inch, maybe less than that, probably like 1/8 of an inch of it, rigging it on the hook, throwing it out there, and it's been getting absolutely hammered. In fact, I used it as a control bait in the beginning of this video because I knew it was gonna get bit. That's how much confidence I had in it. So the 2-inch pinch crawler, and a bait that I do wanna rig full size on a jig head and pop it around like a Ned rig for bass. I think that would be pretty cool. Anyhow, guys, number 2, that 2-inch pinch crawler. And finally, bait number 1, the night crawler. I really enjoyed using this. I found it the most productive bait out of the 5 we fished. It was also the most durable, and you get a lot of bang for your buck with these ones. Now here's a look at her. It's by far the grossest one in here, but it's essentially just a nice thick long worm. And what I did find was snipping off the ends the way we were fishing for panfish. It didn't matter if it was an end piece or a middle piece, it still got hammered. And I'm a full believer that you could absolutely Texas rig this bait and probably smack some big bass on it. I think it's a really, really cool bait. I'm gonna carry a jar of these around with me when I do decide to go pan fishing from time to time, and definitely continue to fish with them. I gotta say, number 1, the winner, the night crawler. Now, I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. I had a great time making this one. As always, be good to yourselves, be good to each other, and I hope you guys get some nice fish on. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.